Level 1. Counter Runner. Half a lifetime later, you're 18 and pulling $1,850 a month. After work, borrowers crowd the office while you handle partial cash payments. At closing, you count overdue envelopes and ignore the cracker packet in the vending machine. The borrowed office tie hangs from your neck like armor at the counter. Rent claims the first dollars before the bus route can claim the rest. Borrowers lower themselves into plastic lobby chairs, and their pauses teach you who needs silence before a promise. Apartment breezeways become your route after you tape polite door tags near late doors. Dinner spins in the break room microwave while callers keep pulling you back toward closing time. The company flip phone stays clipped to your belt through lunch. At the scratched glass window, you face a borrower demanding fees he says vanished. The waiting room goes quiet, and you keep your answer low and careful. Friday night crowds the lobby, while collectors call names from the back counter. Late buses carry you between delinquency visits and the closing shift. Past due posters frame faces you remember better than account codes. An angry brother yanks the lobby door open and storms in. His fist splits the plastic payment tray across the counter. Beside the cashier's stool, you place yourself between the glass and a crying borrower. The branch manager locks the cash drawer and orders the line restored. Darnell studies the room, separates scared borrowers from liars in trouble, and nods before you move. At the lobby threshold, Darnell sends you back into the noise. Borrowers make payment promises through the counter speaker, while the cracked tray stays visible. From the branch manager window, Darnell uses the calmest voice in the room. A sleeping child does not stir while collectors call names and payday arguments rise. The armored courier takes the locked deposit bag while your pockets stay empty. Before late borrowers enter, your eyes check the glass entrance door. At the senior collector desk, Darnell negotiates promises without touching the counter. Over-polished black shoes shine on borrowers owing more than you own. Payday cash stacks inside the back cage behind double-locked glass. You return to the borrower-filled lobby, learning collection means surviving rooms. Level 2. Phone floor collector. Your supervisor brags about you now. 20. Take-home hits $3,250 a month. The dialer floods the gray cubicles after the supervisor starts the wallboard run. Headset wires tangle while you work skip-traced numbers over break room noise. The noise-canceling headset seals your cheap collar inside the warehouse roar. A debtor curses over medical bills while you negotiate from the cubicle. Neighboring collectors turn in their swivel chairs as your voice stays level on the call. Thrift store dress shirts stay at work because home offers no margin. At the hardship station, you turn insults into settlements before accounts age. Bank towers rise past the used hatchback windshield while you chase leftovers. Commission confidence puts a straighter line in your walk down the warehouse aisle. Before the supervisor arrives, you replay your last tone at the listening station. You hit the compliance transfer light before a dispute can poison the call. Collectors argue over broken promises at the vending table. The top performer board lists calm collectors above loud ones. Aging bucket targets push you to stack promises before rollover. In the recorded call booth, a debtor baits you with job insults. Compliance reviewers flag your wording in the review room. At the supervisor podium, you snap the headset down and walk over. The supervisor freezes your commission pending review beside the notice. Outside, the cracked hatchback bumper waits for repairs another week. Each phrase meets the compliance poster before it leaves your mouth. In the training cubicle, you practice controlled openings for the hardest accounts. You park the used hatchback where bus riders pass the employee lot. Downtown bank executives celebrate debt returns while you collect those dollars cheaply. Hundreds of collectors chase promises across the roaring floor before rollover. Field agents load route bags near the exit, and you watch work that leaves the cubicle. The muted headset cushion returns to your ears as silence becomes useful. End call lights mark closings handled with control instead of urgency. You choose restraint, the laminated FDCPA script fixed beside the monitor. Level 3. Field Recovery Agent. Before you notice, 23 arrives and $5,900 a month arrives with it. At dusk, you make first contacts in apartment complexes along repair shop routes. The agency weatherproof jacket gives you permission at doors and gates. On a $500,000 porch, you ask for a payment worth 10 years. Before the first stop, you leave the rent envelope untouched in the glove box. Cracked sidewalk lines teach you to verify without crossing property boundaries. Repair shop parking lots become places where payment plans meet work trucks. Gas station hot cases feed you between distant delinquent accounts. A Saturday dispatcher sends you toward defaulted addresses across the county. Bottled water rolls near old account folders in the sedan footwell. Beside locked toolboxes, a shop owner refuses payment at the bay. You step to the public curb and reset the conversation in full view. Repo agents arrive at tow truck staging lots whenever collateral appears. Courthouse parking lots train your feet to keep moving with alertness. Boarded storefront rows show default changing shape from block to block. At the closed restaurant back door, owners admit suppliers still wait. Employee entrance canopies give you a place to approach without public shame. A debtor raises his phone and turns the visit into a recording. Agency compliance pulls you from fieldwork after the online accusation. From the gas station pay lane, you call the office for orders. Compliance questions your distance, tone, and timing at the conference table. An empty sedan space costs you 2 field days of bonuses. Before each doorway afterward, you check the body-worn recorder. Strip mall parking lots bring stricter rules to returning payment promises. The sedan dash camera outranks witnesses whenever stories split. Repo agents shake key rings that back command with equipment and access. Trailer parks, gated roads, and dead storefronts cross the windshield panorama. You mark the city by unpaid promises until the route becomes geography. You drive under the night highway overpass, learning default as a map. Level 4, Legal Placement Specialist. 3 winters later, 27, and your take-home hits $8,700 a month. In the agency legal war room, attorneys wait while you triage accounts. A tailored navy suit carries you through courthouse corridors built for waiting. The agency badge lanyard gives debtors a power you do not own. Judgment viability rules separate collectible cases from empty threats before filing. An impatient attorney partner argues timing across the office table. At the county clerk counter, familiar clerks and case stacks straighten your posture. Cold dinner sits on the condo window ledge beside commuter lights. Before sleep, hearing dates crowd your head with rent and courthouse pressure. Judgment Day turns the courthouse hallway into a bargaining market. You carry a secure agency laptop beside cheap coffee and court stamps. Courthouse benches become settlement tables before hearings resume. At the interpreter station, you keep payment terms alive through challenge after challenge. You park in the reserved courthouse row ahead of partners who ignore warnings. Bank garnishment windows answer the promises that keep collapsing. County recovery maps show zones where judgments might still pay. Marble courthouse corridors teach your stride to claim agency territory. Crowded courtroom benches split debtors between lawyers and collectors. The debtor exam waiting line reveals your sister's coworker among strangers. Before the coworker speaks, you step into the side corridor doorway. Beside attorney benches, the coworker's plea meets your refusal. Your personal phone buzzes through courthouse noise with your sister's call. The dark condo kitchen holds a family group chat gone silent. At the garnishment window, court pressure moves faster than your words. Elevator mirrors show debtors seeing only the logo on your badge. After court, Darnell frames an equity pitch with recovery numbers and old branch memory. At the courthouse elevator bank, Darnell compares results with you as an equal. Near the security rope, Darnell warns that regulators follow legal money. You face the legal pressure wall, choosing lawsuit, settlement, garnishment, or walk away. Level 5, Agency Partner. You step into the branch door at 32, $18,600 a month now. 2 collection teams chase recoveries, while you direct escalations from the partner desk. Interview rooms now bring collectors to you with problems and risks. A regional lender officer bargains fee percentages across the visit lounge. The twin team floor runs louder than your old desk. Inside your jacket, The hidden badge outlives the name on the door. At the split headset station, you meet the bank liaison about standards. A folded recital program waits in your pocket while the audit tour claims the evening. Client review glass catches your smile while collectors study your breathing. Monitored call bullpens reveal which agents pressure without crossing lines. Before leaving, you check the complaint hotline phone one last time. Your reserved partner sign sits beside the skip trace van. Dashboard walls display recovery results above the floor. Bank representatives move through payment cages, security doors, and live calls. A younger bank officer grades your operation with a clipboard. At the locked security door, you defend the team under questioning. Clustered complaints pull attention toward the aggressive collector's cubicle. You order the collector off live calls and disconnect his headset. The frozen aisle faces you after one mouth threatens the branch. Compliance boards turn each spoken sentence into exposure. In the counsel conference room, compliance counsel maps the regulator inquiry. Nervous agent call pods need your presence during monitored calls. A charcoal suit sleeve still carries the old collector's badge. Wall screens, cages, and headsets work as one branch machine. After closing, you make the final walk along the payment cage lock line. An agency licensing display case prices the next name you want. Before the team arrives, you fire the collector from the empty chair. The open jacket lapel leaves the badge where owners can see. You cross the silent branch floor, accepting each collector's mouth as liability. Level 6. Independent agency owner. The morning you turn 36, $41,500 a month is already yours. Opening week fills the dialer floor with new chairs and collectors. A brushed metal agency sign puts your name among business park tenants. Credit union executives hear your pitch for placement contracts in the boardroom. A cautious medical billing director pushes back on contingency rates. The worn bus pass in your wallet keeps the old branch close. Payroll waits downstairs while the warehouse couch takes your sleep upstairs. At the classroom doorway, your compliance manager trains collectors to hold the line. Threshold approval stations let agents test payment plans against hardship calls. Refusals break morale, so you walk the slumped call aisle. Branded verification vans leave your lot for field checks. The first checks under your name enter the agency settlement safe. Before Friday releases, you count empty payroll chairs. Supervisors patrol aisles with tablets while clients track recovery movement. Darnell's credit union contact arrives because his desk lacks capacity. The packed intake bullpen gives your floor leverage over a former equal. Threshold settlement huddles move approvals from your floor instead of offices. Before couriers arrive, you inspect the secure payment room door. Night cleaners steer carts between rows of cooling headsets. A client questions missing high-value movement in the escalation room. The operations manager's vacant office exposes accounts he fed to a side agency. You call the manager back along a hallway lined with witnesses. Before the morning floor fills, the termination room ends the betrayal. Client notification bays carry your calls before rumors reach branches. A locked supervisor key cabinet turns friendships into access risks. Audit trail server racks show loyalty needs rails before money moves. Courthouse couriers, vans, and collectors stream through the loading lane. The vacant upstairs suite becomes your next expansion target. You give an in-house compliance manager an office with real authority. New lobby chairs get checked like the old branch still owns you. You build the access control wall around people who could move money. Level 7. Debt buyer. 6 years gone, and at 42, your income crosses $96,800 a month. The glass pricing bullpen waits for your portfolio bid call. Segmented portfolio teams split purchased accounts between phone, field, and legal. On the upper conference balcony, you review bought debts above pleading borrowers. Portfolio heat maps turn bid week into a room-wide wager. Risk model projections face your challenge before seven-figure exposure. A bank portfolio director negotiates seller access in the sales suite. The muted Bleacher live stream shows your son's playoff game without you. Biometric data vaults hold sealed account batches under dual control. You walk the collector channel aisles with a smile and squared shoulders. A skip trace vendor defends stale address hits in the demonstration bay. Agency placement teams cut weak outside shops during mid-campaign reviews. Interstate counsel groups coordinate attorneys from one hub. Before the next bid, you circle reserve cash limits. Hardship segmentation teams steer fragile accounts towards settlements, not lawsuits. On the seller video wall, missing histories meet your refusal. Intake staff push sealed carts towards secure lanes. Fresh account launch teams send portfolios across 3 recovery channels. Red liquidation curves stall below the seller's tape.
At the speakerphone table, you confront the bank seller team. Overnight analytics crews sample accounts again. An unopened lakehouse card marks the family weekend canceled for reserves. Dead contact reviewers convert legally valid accounts into worthless inventory. At the risk room doorway, your team waits while you hold direction. Command leads redirect account pools across legal and settlement lanes. Approved buyer conferences introduce platforms with cleaner lender pipelines. A private bank dining room hosts warranty talks with the lender banker. Pre-bid diligence chambers prove profit starts before purchase. You order the acquisition war room rebuilt around data-first buying. Level 8. Receivables Platform Owner. By 51, you've furnished national headquarters, and $238,000 a month comes steady. A multi-floor operations canyon carries medical, credit union, legal, and training teams. Bank visitors pass lender approval galleries beneath recognition plaques. Central command bridges take your walk while managers report channel pressure. Multi-state license walls line the executive corridor in plain view. Senior counsel meets you in the strategy alcove about script risk. The refinished training counter holds trainees where you once begged patience. On the lender tour walkway, you nod at praise and keep moving. Acquisition risk leaders wait for your posture before they bid. A hallway birthday voicemail ends as counsel arrives. In the attorney placement room, a legal vendor defends sloppy judgments. Mock call booth rows train collectors to press without crossing the line. Glass visitor lounges fill with partner smiles before the lender tour. The tour passes sealed database corridors in quiet order. Paperless servicing teams move accounts without loose files. The lender review theater freezes the pending portfolio sale. Auditors demand proof from each vendor lane at the station. You send department heads into the bullpen to defend processes live. Compliance gauntlet halls route trainers, counsel, and data chiefs through questioning. Curbside concert audio plays from a parked town car while you remain upstairs. Auditor observation windows show strangers that scale can survive inspection. The bank risk officer negotiates final conditions in the conference suite. The intake training center brings you back to the rebuilt branch. The quiet training floor aisle holds Darnell studying the room you built. Darnell stands beside the restored old payment station. Empty trainee benches hear Darnell admit the room belongs to you. At the private handshake corner, you grip Darnell's hand as equals. The illuminated training center sign puts your name above the collector school. You stand with Darnell on the national floor as young collectors gather around the restored, cracked counter.